Alright everybody, we'll get started in just a minute. Posting the links to all of the social media sites first, and then we will jump into the tuning. I hope everyone had a good weekend, a good week last week. I was out of town. I've got a few business ventures that I'm trying to work on right now on the side, so I might be in and out more often for the next few weeks. Alright, check out the risk disclosure here. If you haven't read it, please do. It's March 9th, 2025. We have had quite some erratic movement in the markets. I'm going to pull up the 4-hour chart here first. I'm sure some of you remember when I was looking back here and over here, these giant sell-offs were a pretty good clue that we were going to see some more downward action, and sure enough we have. And we've sunk all the way down to 19.9, and it looks like we're kind of sort of still in that downward slope. So I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have some more downward action here. A lot of this is probably fear from the tariffs and a few other things. So there's a pretty good chance we'll see a little more downside, but we'll also probably get a decent bounce somewhere in here. Usually with this much sell-off, you can almost guarantee that you're going to get a dead cat bounce at least. So, unfortunately, we aren't getting the spring trend up. We're getting a sell-off, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. So, I don't really see two legs down. I can't say that we're really out of the woods here. This is really just looks like one leg. So, if I were to guess, I would think we're probably going to head back up eventually, maybe retest the 38% area, if not the 62% fib area. So that's kind of where I'm expecting. We did hit my target down here on the CWAP, which is kind of surprised me. I didn't know if we were going to. It appeared up here somewhere. So those CWAP targets sometimes get me. Alright, on to the tuning. Let's go ahead and jump on to our CWAP tune first. We've got enough data now. I think we could do a pretty good tune. I don't remember what I set last week on it was on the Predator to just take my trades automatically. I had two different things. I had a filter and a trend confirmation entry going, and it passed an eval for me. I was kind of surprised, especially with the way things went. I don't know if it continued to stay profitable on those settings, but after the eval I closed it off. So yeah, it may have been CWAP and the momentum, I don't remember. So let's go ahead, we'll start tuning the CWAP here first. I'll just start with the threshold to begin with. We are at we're on the Arc Renko 852 chart. No false entry on the bar, just a 0. And I am tuning with 54 tick target and stop loss, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. I'll do 2.5 here. Raising the threshold is not giving us a lot of goodness, so we might have to tweak it a different way. 1.35 went back to 50%. Let's go to 1.4. All right, 1.45. Now we're sitting at 52%. Let's try 1.5. 1.55. I think the best so far is about, it may be the 1.45 area. I think it was just about, yeah, not much better, but it's better. So let's try a couple of things. We'll do our look back period first from 150, and I'll drop it down to a faster look back, although with these trends we might want to raise it, but let's go ahead and drop it first so we get a little bit, because it is also choppy and it will read that chop. Yeah, so down at the 75 level we did get to almost 55%. I bet if you really tweak this around you probably get it, but try 80. Nope. Well, no. Yeah, it's gonna drop again at 50, so we'll just leave it at 75 for now, and we will mess with how many bars back we're gonna be adjusting ours off of. Going to 1 didn't help. Started at 2. Let's try 0. Just make it 0 lag. Let's see what it does there. Nothing good. Go to 4. And I'll just keep adjusting these numbers here until we get something I like. And it looks like we're just not killing it yet, so. And I'll make sure we are using 10 days. I think I'm set to 5 actually, so I'll set this to 10 just so we have a really good sample here. 5's, well, 5 was doing worse, so. I do think I have this unchecked, so we are going to have a lot of signals. If I check this, it might increase our overall win rate, but we will also end up with only 1 signal flip per bias. So it means if it doesn't flip bias, it's not going to flip a signal in the other direction. And sometimes that's a good thing depending on the market. If you have this set too, this is how far away the CWAP has to be before you get another signal. And so sometimes if you play around with this, you'll get some better settings out of it. Change that back to 3. I think that's where we were to begin with. Not loving the fact that we're just not getting great signals yet, so we will go up with this instead of down. We were at, I think it started at 175, so let's do 200. Just try it. What's up, Rick? Let's see, we got one person in the Discord chat, a couple people watching on YouTube. Appreciate you guys joining us here. Alright, so we're still not quite getting over our 55% win rate there. I'd like to at least see it around 60 at the minimum. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adjust this first. We'll try the 1 signal bias slip. I have a feeling we're going to get better settings there. It's just less signals, smaller sample rates. Yeah, we're already starting out at 56, so we'll go ahead and start there. We'll jump up just a little bit here. Man, 57% win rate there. Oops. Move this up just a little. Yeah, not too much better, but it's getting closer to at least 60. I would like to see way over 60. We'll see. We'll see. I think we can do better than 60 here. The markets have been pretty weird though here lately, so I don't like that. And once you kind of understand what you're doing with these tuning settings, it kind of tells you what the market's been doing a little bit. I can kind of surmise a little bit of, hey, if it's taken a larger number to get more wins, it means there's a lot of chop in between before something is clear. So that's kind of how I read it. Not smooth, choppy. So far, that's the best setting. So I'm going to drop it to 150. We'll see if we can't get a better reading at a shorter pace. It actually went down, so we'll go to 200. We might be stuck here with a mediocre setting if we don't try them all. Let's try 50. 50 is about the same as 175. I think we can do better than this. Let's keep on pushing. Fiddlesticks. Alright, so we'll try doing a couple more adjustments here. We'll adjust the tick separation distance here. We'll start by increasing it to 75 from 50. That actually dropped it. We'll try 100. It's going to take a lot of trades off the table, but we'll see if they're quality. No, they were not. Didn't do much good there either. So we'll go ahead and drop it to 15. Yeah, 15 did better, but still not great. Wasn't it set to 50? So let's try 40. 40 is about 10 points, so it's a round number. And that pulls us to 58% win rate, 29 wins, 21 losses. Still not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something in over the 60% area, so I think I just changed this on. No, I didn't change that. I changed this. I'll change the inner band there. Not a difference there. So. And we may adjust the Bollinger too. That could have some promising effects in there. So just skip around here looking for something that's a little more in tune with the current market. Seems like the lower we go right now, it's getting worse, but we'll see. Dropping it to 1.1. Pull it back to 1.45. For some reason that was doing better on one setting. Oh, it didn't work there. Alright, so 1.5 so far. I'll go back to that just to make sure I've got the settings right. And something's different. That's gotta be, was it 1.45? No, I changed something. Okay, it must have been that. Yep, alright, so the Bollinger Band did make an effect up on the higher settings, so we'll change it to an input of 18. Let's see if we can adjust it just a little bit, make it a little faster. That pulled us to 59%. Let's see if we can get anything different at 17. Dropped. Okay, so 18 was better. 15's red. We'll go up. After 14, I don't really feel like there's any value much after 14 on this chart. I could be wrong. I just don't see it. Oh man. Wow, dang it. 14's my minimum, and it's striking a 76% win rate, almost a 77% win rate. So, I'm going to go ahead and say at this point, this is where I'm going to stick with it, because that is at least a trade a day. It's not very much. Let's see here. Let's just change this to February, no, March. Yeah. Change it to March. Tuned settings, I guess. And now before I roll with this permanently, I'm gonna go ahead and change the days. I want to make sure that the last 5 days of trading has been trending in my direction. This is something I've been doing more, and as you can see, the 3 losses were within the last few days, so it's actually been trending down, and that's not what you want, but that doesn't mean it's a bad setting. It just means the last few have been trending in that direction, so I need to be aware. It could be decaying, and that's not what you want to see if it is. So let's go ahead and take off the exits here for the shark fin real quick, so we can turn the exits on just for CWAP. There it is. Alright, so CWAP exits are on. We should be seeing them on the chart right now. There's one. Alright, so this is a win. You can tell it's a little spring green color. The entry's right here, and sure enough, if you zoomed in, you could see this is actually a really good win for what I would consider. If you had a runner, it might have gotten stopped out right here, but if you got past that hiccup, you could have trailed it down quite a bit. It would have been a decent entry and exit, so, or at least potentially. But yeah, 50 points, hard to complain. Let's see. I'm not seeing. Okay, there's a loss. This is a. Yeah, I don't love that. It's a loss. Alright, so we're not seeing a whole lot of trades like I thought we wouldn't. Where's the entry here? I don't see it. I see. Am I missing the entry? Huh. I see the exit. The entry's not there. That means it got filtered off. So let me turn off the filter here. I have it filtered by a minimum win rate percentage. So it dropped below 60%. There's what happened. Let's see here. There it is. Alright, so broke the CWAP, pulled back, and it did give us a signal right here. That was a good signal. Unfortunately, it got filtered off because of the win rate. Nothing there. Let's see here. We have no more. It appears there's one. And another loss, very similar to the loss we just looked at. Excuse me. Not my favorite place to enter, but also that could just be simple chop from this chart. If we had a slightly larger chart on the bar size with this market, the way it's working, it looks like that would have worked out really well. I'm not gonna say I hate this trade, but I wish it had pulled back further. So that's something I may put into the code as an option to make it to where it has to literally have part of the bar touching the CWAP. And I've seen that kind of be effective in the past, and I think it may be worth putting in there. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think. If that sounds like a good idea, I might do that. I might add it. Okay, so these two are wins here. Win, win. And let's see what else we got. We got some comments going on here. Well, we got Trade Saber uploading videos, it looks like. Oh no, that's from 2 days ago. I don't know where the comment was. I don't know. I haven't watched the Trade Saber video. What was it about? Was it good? Of course it was good. Yeah, for you guys that don't know, I use Trade Saber. That's how I send my automate is I use their software, and it goes in and picks up my signals automatically, and then I just use the software to manage the trade. So I'm an affiliate because I use the product and believe in it. If you want to try it, they do a 7-day trial. It's worth it. Check it out. Alright, I think I'll stick with this for the CWAP for now. It's, you know, it has decayed over the last 5 days, so I'm going to be aware that, hey, this has potential to go against me. But that's just part of tuning indicators and being aware of what you're doing. The next one I'm going to do is going to be the momentum indicator, the MOM, which is part of the bands. And then we'll work on the shark fin. And I think the shark fins are actually still smoking it, which is kind of surprising. There's a lot of trades on the shark fin right now. And they're still 10% edge, 9% edge. That's not bad. Alright, so momentum settings. I tend to lean more into my momentum settings because I just do that personally. It's how I like to play, is usually momentum. Let's see, what am I thinking here? Let's go ahead. We'll turn off the CWAP's exits. And we will go ahead and we'll put a minimum win rate on this at 55%. So if this decays to 55% on the CWAP, that'll tell me it's probably time to... That's weird. Got a 1 in the March. Alright, there we go. It'll probably tell me, though, if it does go below that 55% win rate area on the CWAP, that I forgot to turn it on. I'll save it again. It'll tell me that it's probably not worth continuing on with that until it gets back above that, which it could do. Kind of prevents loss doing it that way. So momentum, here we go. First, we're going to try enforcing the bias mode. Let's see if that helps. It actually hurts, so we'll take that off. And we will look down here. Got the EMA settings. I'm going to take the ADX and I'm going to raise the threshold. First, let's hit apply. We're at 55% win rate right now, and that's a pretty good win rate with that high of a sample rate. It's not bad. I'd like to get it well over 60 though. So let's see. Let's try raising the ADX to 25, just something really high up here. The ADX is a chop filter, so there we go. We actually got it to 60%. That's, I mean, that's not bad. I'm gonna drop it. I'll drop it to 20 just to see if 20% doesn't have like an extra edge. Maybe I'm filtering out too many good signals. No, it actually went the other way. Okay, so let's try 28 on the threshold for the ADX. Okay, nothing. Okay, let's try 23. Let's see how far we can go without decaying the ADX. Alright, so it is somewhere in the 24-25 range there on the threshold. If this week continues on with what last week provided, hopefully this will give us a similar signal for that. So alright, so BPMs, let us start with 1. See if those really slow moments are hurting or helping. It looks like we lost a few wins there. We'll go to, well, I was on 2, go to 3 here, 4. That is something I like to kind of be aware of, is your bars per minute settings. If they are flying really hot, it doesn't matter what your win rate is, because it can jack your day up. It'll give you slippage and everything else. Alright, 7, oh wow, a minimum of 7 to 18 is actually on fire. 65% win rate there. I would take that. If my week ended that good, I'd probably be happy. I'll raise this just a little bit. Yeah, raising it a little bit didn't help, which I figured it wouldn't. I don't really want to go higher than about 18 anyway. 18's hot. If you guys haven't watched your BPM meter, 18 BPMs can smoke you on this chart. Anything hotter, if you're in the 20s, it's going to burn, because you're going to slip somewhere. So, at least from my experience, that's how I see it. Unless you're, I mean, if you're micro scalping or something, maybe not, but for me it does kind of have that effect. So, let's do this. I'm not unhappy with 65%. I'd like to get it close to 70. We are just looking at a 5-day here. Let's try 10, see if it didn't decay over the last 5 days, 10 days. Not 100, that would definitely take forever. Yeah, it actually got better, so this is good. This is actually improving over the last 5 days. Because at 10 days it was 60, 5 days it's actually a little better, so. I prefer that. If you can see it improving, it's usually a good sign for me. Alright, so the momentum, we have it set to 65% on the win rate right now. Let's try this. I think I'm gonna try. I've got the MACD bias filter on. I don't think that affects it because that's only for the MACD signals. Yeah, pretty sure it doesn't. I'm wondering, let's try this again with the ADX set so high. Yeah, it didn't work. So the bias filter did not help either way. And that's just, that's regarding what you have your EMA set to. And that's up at the very top. It has to agree. Let's see. Thinking about what to do here. I felt like we could tweak it, but I'm not exactly sure I want to mess with too much of this. So I might just tweak, well, let me think here. There's a momentum band. I could change that. Or I could change the universal settings, which, you know, the range separation might be worth changing. Let's try that. Drop it from 30 to 20, from 30 to 25. Did nothing. We'll jump to 50. Let's see if that does anything. Nope. 60. Let's do 100. I guess 160. Not what I meant to do, but okay. Yeah, that's not even affecting it. So we will go ahead and just drop it back to 30. Try. Oh, this one has its own. I forgot I broke these up. That's why it wasn't working. Here we go. Range separation here. Go to 100. And it's still not affecting it. Interesting. The max tick separation. Let's try. Oh, let's just crunch it to where it shouldn't take any trades. Yeah, it's broken. It's not working. I'll have to fix that. Oh, wait. No, it's not. It's because the filter mode's not on. Yeah. Okay. Oh, never mind. It's not broken, it's programmed wrong. I'm gonna have to take that off. Make a note on that. Okay, we'll drop the tick separation just a little bit. The idea of the tick separation, there we go, we got a little better. The idea of the tick separation is to prevent it from getting stuck in a range. So, if you're using the tick separation properly and it's working the way you want it to, hopefully you won't have that range bound scenario that prevents you from, well, hopefully prevents you from jumping into trades that are in the choppy areas. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll drop it back to 20. 25 was actually a little better than what we had to begin with there. Yeah, 20 is still pretty good. It's almost 60. Yeah, it is 67. It's almost 68. Drop it to 15 just to make sure. And this is how far the two EMAs have to be separated from each other for the trade to even take. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I'm not hating this. Now the max, Let's try 80 or something. We'll drop it a little. Okay, yeah. So on the max, it's the opposite. You don't want it to be too wide because you might be kind of breaching that end of the road on your trend. So with this, I'm I'm not sad with this. This is over the last 5 days. Let's check 10. Yeah, I like that tick separation. And over the last 10, it's actually gone from 66. Or I mean, over the last 5, it's gone from 66 to 70. So I'm gonna say at this point, I'm pretty happy with that setting. Make sure it's still looking good. It's actually gone to 71, almost 72. 23 wins, 10 losses. If anything similar happens this week, I'd be super happy. In fact, if this thing just spits out a signal here, I might even enter it on the chart. What's my setting here? Let's see, edit this real quick just in case this thing spits out a signal so I can manually enter it. Because I like that setting right there. Hopefully I don't get a signal, but if I do, I do. Alright, so we'll save that for now on the momentum for the Chompsky bands. I guess I don't have any for March. I thought I did. No, I don't. Okay. March 9th. And we'll say tuned mom settings for the momentum. The only thing I didn't put was the DK filter. Okay, so if it falls, I mean, it's a lot of trades, so take a lot to get down here, but if it falls to, let's say, 57%, I'm gonna say, let's call it well, let's do this, yeah, because that's over 5 days. I think that's fair. Tempted to go a little higher, but I mean, it depends on, I don't know, it depends on how it does, if you guys want to be conservative or not. It's up to you. That's kind of a fail-safe for me. I do like that. Since I did change some settings, I am going to try this one more time, the enforced bias mode, just to see if it works. No, it does not, so I'm leaving that off. Alright, so on to the reversal settings. Up here we do have the first and second entry reversal settings. They are coming into the week red. Very red, actually. Okay, so let's start with something simple. Let's try the threshold setting first. I would have thought we needed to go higher. Yeah, let's change this to 2 or something, 1.8. Start with something simple here. If you guys are watching the video, if you don't mind giving a like, I would appreciate that. Something I get messages from YouTube saying you need to tell people to like your videos, and I'm like, I don't want to say that, but it does help. So if you do, thank you, I appreciate it. If you like it, if you don't like it, then you can push the don't like button, whatever that is, the down button. That's fine. You'll hurt my feelings, but that's okay. I'll get over it. Alright, we're going to change this reversal power a little bit here. We'll try and get some good settings here. I'm playing around a little bit with these reversal settings, trying to find something really good. I am going to go ahead and put, since the trends have been strong when they're strong, I'm going to put a trend resilience filter here on this. I'm going to go ahead and put it at 0.5. That should hopefully prevent maybe even a 0.8. Let's try a few different things. Yeah, here we go. It's definitely feeling. Yeah, there we go. Put that a little higher even. And that resilience should kind of help some of these signals from prematurely triggering. We might even put a wave filter on it too, just to make sure we're not entering on waves we don't want to be on. try to really narrow down our target. That would be more successful and give us a better edge. Loving any of these settings so far. Our exit band is set to 25. I'm going to change that to like 22 or 21. 22 is probably about where I want it right now. It does put our win rate over 50%, but we're not profitable yet, so we won't see it turn green until it hits profit. So let's go ahead and drop it at 20 and just see if that's not a little bit better. Sometimes scalping these really harsh markets like this, you get a better win rate and a better profit because you're not taking it as a bottom or a top every time. You're just taking a scalp. So 22, it does seem that one, a band-to-band scalp is usually around 14, so we'll try that first. Okay, band-to-band scalp, too many losses to be profitable, but decent win rate. We're getting close. 59% win rate. We're still losing 49 points to 25. We want to see that balance out. So 22, I think, is the closest so far on our exit. And we can always play around with the Bollinger settings on these things a little bit from 18, maybe move it to 21. Give it a little bit of a check here and there and see what's in the valleys around us just a little bit. What's going on here, and keep in mind changing these settings is going to change the way your momentum signals trigger. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. Alright, so you might have to have a setting for both. 18 is the one I'm going to go with for now, just that's working a lot better. Let's try doing a couple more things here. Ready for this momentum signal here. I feel like there's about to be one. I think it would have been right here. Alright, so looking up here, we're going to go ahead and try changing the resilience just a little bit. See if we can't knock a few of these trades we don't want to be in out. If it keeps on losing, it's going to stop putting signals out until you get a winner. That's kind of how your resilience works. Shouldn't have to go this high, so it's not consistently losing, unfortunately. But that's alright. We can go ahead and set that a little higher sometimes and just play with it and see what happens. Now let's change the threshold. Now that we've set a few other things, I think setting the threshold slightly higher might help. Don't want to take every single reversal, we just want to take the ones that are a little more optimal. Okay, so this is getting close to 50, but it's still pretty far off there. Not loving any of these settings so far. I'm going to drop it to where we get a lot more trades just to see what we look at here. And we do get more trades. We're closer. That's with an exit of 20. Still not what I want to see, so I'm gonna say reversal power. Let's change it. Try and play it from a different angle here. I'm getting a nice balance. I have a feeling we're probably due for a dead cat bounce at some point here, and this might be the Sunday overnight dead cat. Not getting any better there, so let's drop it to 13. Let's just see what going really loose goes on it. And it does raise our overall win rate, but not enough. Let's try 12. And let's not do it much better there either. Drop our threshold, strong threshold. Let's see here. We're still at 57. Let's try 1.1. Wow, that's 131. 1.1. Yeah, we're still not hitting the targets I want to see. So let's go ahead. Let's try a couple things here. We do have a lot of trades to work with here. This is for 5 days still. Remember that. Let's go ahead and filter by wave number. Now, we haven't touched the BPMs. Actually, you know what? We should touch those first. There's a pretty decent chance we're going to see something in the BPMs. So let's try 0 to 5 just to see what kind of wins we have there. All right, obviously winning like crazy there. And then if we go from 5 to 10, that seems to be a spot that just is not friendly right now. 10 to 15. And then 15 to, let's say, let's go to 19. I don't want to go to 20. Like I said, I don't like super hot BPMs. I mean, you could try 30 and just see. It'll probably show you. It'll probably reverse it, but I wouldn't take those. Yeah, so it's a little better. It's not even great. So there you go. So 0 to 5. Let's try 0 to 7. Okay, so 5 is definitely the sweet spot right now. We'll try 6. And 6 is just below 5, so we'll try 5 again. Looks like 5 right now. Anything over 5, we're just getting smoked. So let's try from 1 to 5. And we got... yeah, we still got a pretty good win rate. 1 to 5. It's 10 trades, 7 wins, 3 losses. Let's go ahead and drop it just a little bit back down to 0 to 5. I don't think it's going to hurt too much. 72%, that's only one more win. But it is another win. So we'll go ahead and do this. We're going to try doubling the days, again, from 5 to 10. If this guy is looking healthy on a 10-day stretch, which maybe it was a little bit lower but still winning. Okay, so it is 66. It's gone up. I like that. It's better. That means it's trending in the right direction. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and say, let us try to make the 10-day profitable as well by moving the exit band up just a pinch. All right, that did it right there. And so that tells me we're right on the verge of an edge here, or we were. 22. Let's try 23. I'm sure we're losing it somewhere in the 25 range. I'm just taking a guess. Yeah, we lost it at 23. So somewhere around 21, 22, I think we're going to still possibly have an edge there on the exit. I might have to put a break even if I use these reversals on the Predator. The good news is we're on the right side of this trend if it continues. So dropping it to 5 days, we're more in tune with that as our recent record. It's just not a lot of trades. So what I'm going to do now is I want to look for these signals. We didn't even turn the wave filter on. We just used the BPMs. Let's see. Oh, there's one. Okay, so let's go down here. Yeah, so that was a loss. You see the double arrow there's definitely where it is. The first one failed, second entry failed as well, and then you had a third entry. Kind of a double trap before the real thing. Alright, let's see here. I didn't see any more back here. Maybe I'm just missing them. No. I'm not missing them. I could turn the exits on, I guess. Let's do that. Double click here. Let's turn these exits on, and that's at the entry, that's at the exit. Alright, so there's one. It's a first entry. second entry. It says it won. Oh, it is. Okay, so that's the second entry, and it did win. That's where the X is. So. Let's keep going. See at least 2 or 3 trades before I commit to this one, and then we'll move on. Okay, here we go. We got one here. That's a beautiful trade. That is kind of shocking. Good pullback. Would have been even better if it was right at the CWAP. Alright, so I'm not hating these so far. Alright, there's another one. I don't know if it's just luck, but it looks like it is calling decent trades here on these. So I'm going to go ahead and say the characteristic right now is based very strongly on the BPMs from what we're seeing. That could change with the market, and if it does, we might have to adjust some things on this one or just abandon it until next week. The markets have been very fickle lately, so do not just get married to one plan. It could be you need a backup plan if it changes a little bit. And I'm kind of thinking we're due for that dead cat bounce on the 4-hour. It just feels like we're in that area. The 20,000, we have a giant wick down here on this last candle. It's a doji, but a wick. Pretty good sign of indecision. That could mean buyers. And normally that means we're probably going to see some kind of retracement somewhere. And if I had to guess, it's just a guess, I'm going to say we're probably going to see some retracement up towards one of these fibs. I don't know if it's this fib or this fib, but I think we'll probably see a fib retracement, and the target might even start projecting back up here. That'd be nice, but we'll just have to wait and see. And if it does pivot down here, and it does do that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the retracement back up. A lot of times bullish moves are smoother and slower. So I don't know if you guys have heard the saying that bulls take the stairs, bears take the, they kind of take the elevator, I guess is what it is. Sometimes it feels like bears take the freaking window, but it's true. Bulls are generally slower, and they grind up, and bears will sell off really hard. So with that said, it could change the personality of the market going back up if it does have a dead cat bounce. So try to have a backup plan. At least that's my idea here. I'm going to look at the shark fin now. I do like their shark fin setting right now. It's not bad at all from what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and just save that out of the gate as the March 9th setting. And if we don't find anything better, we can leave the shark fin alone. But I do like it. So let's go ahead and see. We got 80-20 on the overbought, oversold. An RSI setting of 17. Let's try to see. We'll move it to 18 to see what happens. We got 1 point higher. Try 19. And a little higher. And we'll try 21. That's generally a good setting usually for me. 23. Try 24, 25. We'll just play around here. We do have somewhat of a better win rate. I'm not hating it. We are losing trades as we go up, so. And it definitely lost some trades. And we're losing win rate. So, not really seeing much, maybe past 22, I think is what it was. Yeah, we lost a lot of trades there. So let's go down to 22, 23. I think those are where it was really doing okay. Was it 21? Somewhere I saw 59, I thought. Maybe I made it up. It's pretty close. 21. I don't think it's 24. It was 24. Okay, 24. That's with the same take profit and the same stop loss settings. Yeah, I don't hate that. That is something too. We need to go back and set a minimum win rate on the band's reversals, just for the DK possibility. We'll have to be a little wider because there aren't that many trades. Let's see here. I don't know if I really want to mess with this too much more. We could go ahead and do this. We can change the deviation of the Bollinger Band. Let's make it wider. It's at 4. We're going to go to 4.5. That didn't help. Let's try 5. Yeah, it didn't help either. Alright, so let's try 5.5. So far, none of that's helping. Let's drop it to 4 from 4.5. That's that's actually better somehow. Let's try 3.5. Yeah, okay, it didn't help. Okay, so 1.4 is slightly better. Let's drop our Bollinger setting itself. Let's see if we can't make this work. Yeah, there we go. We hit 60%. It's better than nothing, right? We'll try dropping the setting of the Bollinger just a little bit more. It's not great. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's getting much better. Oh, I don't want to go down that far. I'll go to 14 just to try something crazy here. Try 15. None of these settings, that is crazy. None of these settings are grabbing me. I think 20. Yeah, 20 had me at 27 wins, 18 losses. Let's try a couple things. We'll drop the overbought criteria and the oversold criteria to 25.75. Nothing too crazy there. We did get more trades, so it's a bigger sample, but really it's nothing special there. So we'll drop it to 70.30. That makes it real easy to get to that threshold. And then it was a loser, so we're changing it back. I think 80.20 was pretty tempting. I like it being kind of high. I'm still putting out pretty good signals so far, so 60% win rate. We could change a little more down here if we want to, maybe. Let's see, what do we want to change? Maybe change this to where it takes every single one of them just to see what happens. That definitely isn't doing much difference, so just take that off. And now we'll put on the minute verification just to see if the minute verification doesn't help. Sometimes a multi-chart analysis helps out, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it's not even reaching the same threshold, so it's not getting there. So it's just going to come out with that null setting. And even 10. Surely not. No, nothing's really giving me a good setting here. We could probably take off, let's see. We could probably take off 5% again and see a few trades at least. No, nothing. Just not hitting those thresholds on the minute, so that's usually a sign that it's pretty choppy if it's not hitting those thresholds. So sometimes the minute chart just doesn't really do much. Other times it does. Alright, we'll take that back off. And we might have to roll with this setting. It's not terrible. I kind of like it, to be honest. It's not terrible, but it's also got a lot of trades, and that is for, I think it's just for 5 days. So let's check it for the 10-day and see what we did over 10 days. Did this decay or go up? And it's been moving up, so that's a good sign. It's trending in the right direction. I kind of, prefer that, so we'll go ahead, we'll roll with this. Even though it's 60% on the win rate out of the gate, it's not as sexy as, say, our win rate on the momentum right now, which is kind of insane. Yeah, let's go ahead and save it. I think we're going to call it a day. That is not the right... There we go. There we go. All right, save it right here. And that's it, guys. I'm going to call it. I'm probably going to try to run with something like the momentum. I might put a filter with CWAP to start, and just bounce around between those settings. I don't know if I'll go with the reversals quite this early, unless it just looks like it's going to go sideways just a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a decent chance, I think, on the momentum. At least that's how I feel. Shark fins, I feel like if you just let them run, they probably do all right. Especially if you let them run in a certain bias. If this does flip and we see it start to do a dead cat bounce here, which it may, doing something like a shark fin or something on the right direction, it probably wouldn't hurt. I don't know. I think those could decay quicker. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Stay frosty, guys. I hope everyone has a great trading week. This is Chompsky, and I'm wishing you success. Later.